So, apart from a few exceptions, what I love to mainly collect as far as Miku is Sakura Mikus. So, I'm just giving you a little taste of mine. This is my colourful section in my room, and of course, mainly featuring my Sakura Mikus and also my No Game No Life colourful section. Oh, look at them all. I do have a few Cake Miku snuck in there and other characters that have colour palettes of pink. Greetings, Wonderlandians. I'm Oliveblade and welcome to my Wonderland. Today we have a Sakura haul, with not only one being a massive scale, but 2, 3, 4, 5 figures, 3 prize figures, and a Hello Goodsmile. Let's tear this off. Ooh, satisfying. Also forgive my robe, it is freezing at the moment, so you might get a little flash of my fluffy robe as we unbox these gorgeous pink girls. And of course I do have my concerns about the Sakura scale figure, but we'll get to that later. But oh goodness, this is a haul for today, and without further ado, let's crack these open, starting with eeny meeny miny. Let's go smallest to largest, shall we? Now I only own one other Goodsmile Hello figure, and that is Homura from Madoka Magica, and they're very cute. I think it is a nice simple alternative to getting an android of a character. And when I saw they were bringing out the Sakura version of the Miku, I knew I just had to pick it up. Even though I'm curious why it's boxed like a blind box. And here, so I've got quite a few papers in here, I'm shocked. Because I only have one, I cannot remember from opening the first one. So we've got some notices in there with some QR codes, and then also the instructions which shows you can tilt the heads. I love that because it's like you do the creepy head tilt, and anyone who loves Madoka Magica knows that was perfect for Homura. And look, I got a duplicate of all the papers, so if anyone's missing any, hit me up because that was a funny accident. Given that Goodsmile's trying to be nicer with the packaging, I'm really confused why they make this seem like a blind box with a protective packaging, considering if you just have the bubble wrap, which is all that's needed, that's what you kind of need. So unless it's trying to make the opening of it more exciting, I don't know. Anyway, so we'll get her out of the bubble wrap, nicely protected, which is just quite good for, I think she's like a $20 figure, give or take a little bit. And look, it looks like she has antlers, little plugs to make sure that you can still stick in the hair pegs. It's so cute. Yeah, it's like ramming you like a ram. Man. Oh, adorable. And let's just check out the tilting head. I do really love the colors so far, and she is just super cute, but also the eyes give me like a little bit creepy vibes, kind of like a more colourful pop. Yeah, she can't really, she's a bit top heavy, so she can't stand on her own. But in a way that pop vinyls have soulless pits of eyeballs, there's just a bit more of a colourful, much better quality version of the figure that has a lovely creepy feel, which I know this is not why people get them, but this is an appeal for myself. And bringing out her hair, we've got the clear stem, which is nice, and even though it seems like the seams don't match up perfectly on the parts of the hair, oh, and you can see at the bottom, very important, because I have noticed some bootlegs already floating around of Hello Goodsmile, so you've got to be careful with that. Poppy in the hair, and it went in surprisingly okay. The base I struggled the most with. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'll be able to get it off after this, but we got her on there, and look how super adorable she is. Ooh, tilting her head. I did notice too, when I tilt her forward, her smile doesn't look as happy. And also, I don't know if this is for a stand at the back. It doesn't look like there's much room for that, but I've always wondered. Can someone let me know in the comments, why do Hello Goodsmile figures have this little weird transparent hole at the back? But anyway, here she is with the box, looking just super cute. Now then, next figure! And this is the 2024 Noodle Stopper figure. Yes, I've waited a bit too long getting this, but I got her in a 3 bundle of buy with the other 2 prize figures in this, so definitely worth the wait. And I accidentally got the pearlescent version. I wanted to get just the regular non-pearlescent, but let's crack her open and see if I do love the pearlescent shine on her and she suits the collection. Doesn't make me feel like she doesn't. Crack her open. I have every year's Sakura Miku noodle stopper, and goodness, hopefully there won't be a year that we don't have one, so yeah, fingers crossed. Because it is such a highlight for me, as I'm sure many of you as well. This is, oh my goodness, I forget that sometimes noodle stoppers come with a little plastic sitting vase, which I think is a really good addition. And already popped, this pearlescent is just, it looks so gorgeous. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. Part of me felt like I wasn't going to be too keen, but this is absolutely stunning. Though unfortunately, being a prize figure, it looked like there was specks of dirt on her, and some of it looks like it's under the paintwork, which is very frustrating. So I was trying to brush it away there. And then there was like a little spot on her back as well. But that aside, I think this prize figure is so beautiful, and so glad I finally got my hands on her. Her hair, the gradient, the pearlescent adds such a lovely finish. It almost encourages me to get more pearlescent. But not to mention the design as well, which is, you got this quite gorgeous little lean with her feet underneath. Very, very lovely design. And the moment of truth. Does she sit? Yes, she does. That's always a concern sometimes. Not all noodle stopper figures come out of the box wanting to sit properly. Then again, nothing a hairdryer can't fix. Right, next figure, and this is the 2025 noodle stopper, of course. Everyone was so hyped about the design, including myself. How gorgeous is the artwork? And I've seen some pictures of this figure. They've definitely done her some justice. So let's crack her open, shall we? I'm so excited. If anything, this prompted me to get the two other prize figures in this collection to make the unboxing, because I've just like, oh, I've held off as long as I could. I just have to have it now. Same generic packaging inside, of course, of any prize figure, with some variation. And it doesn't look like she has a sitting on a plastic base, so hopefully she sits straight. I have to add her pigtails, sadly, which is the worst part. But let's have a look at the figure first. Oh, that face! And I love the red, almost strawberry red to pink. The bow, you can see some very overly painted pieces, unfortunately, but the sleeves and the shoes transparency are just to die for. And then you've got the little name on the back of the skirt there, looking at the back, and you got the cute little bows and the frilly top. Oh, gorgeous. I just can't get over those beautiful sleeves though. They're just too cute. And here we go. This must be her left pigtail because she holds a strand of her hair. I hope I can bend that, though I might need to use a hairdryer to get it to sit a bit more without having to bend up. And another piece, the cherries are just, they've got this shine on them that just absolutely adds to the design. So gorgeous. And I love the little strands. They're so cleanly done as well, so I'm very impressed. Moment of truth, putting it in the pigtails, which is the worst part of any Miku figure. Oh, look at her with one in. That looks so cute. But of course we've got to put the other one in, otherwise it just does not feel like Miku. Even though she could totally rock a one ponytail, so it'd be nice to see a design of that. Anyway. So managed to get those in without breaking them, as anyone who has Miku figures always fears trying to put in the pigtails because it is so easy to break them. But these fit in pretty well, as you saw, a little bit of pressure, but yeah, and we just put the little strand of hair. I was just holding it there, warming it up with my actual finger heat, and it looks like it's staying there. Oh my goodness, she is so cute and so beautiful. I definitely one of my favorite noodle stoppers, to be sure, if not probably my favorite. She is just so precious. Just looking at her back again. Oh, and her hair as well, just, and you know, the key to my heart is beautiful anime figure hair. And she sits, she passed the sit test. So let's put these girls in the back here. all together. And these are all the years up to 2025 now. My goodness. The years have gone so quickly. Next, we have the desktop cute figure. And I couldn't believe it when I saw them pick up a Sakura Miku, and I was like, yes, because I have a few desktop figures, that being mostly Albedo, which I've loved the design so far. And looking at this, oh, this is the original artwork, which I just absolutely adore. The giant big cherry cushion and her expression of kind of just like, still tired, but let's open her up and have a look in person. So another figure I was super excited for. And it just feels so different to the rest of Miku's, because we did have the Kuju releases, and then most of the other prize figures became a little bit sameish. So it's lovely to get these fresh designs by different artists. So and I love how they've packaged this, so hopefully she sits straight, but all protected and in one piece. Extra points for me not having to put pigtails in. Oh, she's so cute. Let's get her out of that suffocating bag, shall we? She's just so precious. Oh, look at that. Just love it. Every time I open up a new pink too. And the cushion. Okay, deducts points for it having that massive gap there, but as long as from the front you can't see as bad, so that's not too bad. But because you want that, like that cushiony. See, they got it right with her arms resting on it, so it's a shame they couldn't put it any closer. That being said, you can see how distracted with the face I am here. So pretty. And just looking at the hair stands here and the cherries. Though the cherries, I really wish they made them as glossy as the 2025 Noodle Stopper, because you can see in the artwork behind, they are pretty shiny. And just looking where they put that little notice for authenticity, the little stamp there, and yeah, she is quite pretty. Not as cool from the back, though. I do love, see that crisscross in her hair part there? That is so gorgeous. I didn't know she had that. But yeah, I really wish her cherries on her hair were like shiny. That would have been such a nice touch, I think. But apart from that, what a gorgeous, different kind of addition to add to the collection. I'm so happy I finally have this as well. Also just shows evidence of how the prize figure kind of manufacturing companies are thinking of different ways to try and create these amazing artworks into figures that we really adore. So it's just incredible how prize figures have improved over just a short span of years. Right, now we have the problem child. The Hatsune Miku 1/6 Sakura Hanami outfit version by Goodsmile company. And as we look at the beautiful box, the reason for the nervous laugh, of course, a few videos back when I was talking about Goodsmile company, some of these, including other figures, I'll put them up on the screen, have been noticed by collectors all over the world to start showing really early signs of paint deterioration. So I am just praying to the figure gods that I have one that is not going to have that issue. Oh yeah, and sticker of authenticity on the back. I have to always point that out. That being said, it also being in such a contained box, I might not see the paint deterioration until it has been out for 6 months. And even though what is great is Goodsmile is offering replacements for anyone who has these issues, but the thing is that's still not a guarantee. I feel like anyone getting these replacements might also still thereafter another 6 months have the same issues and then won't be able to get a replacement, because they have until stocks last until I think July next year that they're doing replacements. I'm pretty sure that date might be wrong, so be sure to look it up if you're concerned. So I do love the background here. I had to tap my camera because it is actually that blurry. But let's get into enjoying this figure, because after all, I was so hyped about this design. When I first saw that it was put up as an Android doll, I was just heartbroken, absolutely heart torn. I was like, why isn't this a scale? And then when that got released and a year later they announced this is a scale, and I was like, Oh my goodness. And then I went up to pre-order, and the price for this beautiful 1/6 scale was just so good to be true. It was less than I thought, because I thought I gotta be careful. So let's have a look at her. So this base is already just stunning. I love it when they showed. So I'm just showing you the credentials on the bottom. But also, one annoying thing I hate about these bases is they should put felt on the bottom, because that's so easy to scratch that. And once you scratch that, you see it from the top side. So just be careful. Do not slide this figure if you own it, or other figures with that. So the hat was beautiful, but already I am concerned. See that shine on the paint job here of the hand? That is not right. It feels like oil. I probably shouldn't be touching it with my hands, and yet I did. Don't worry, I washed my hands thoroughly. But this is, I'm pretty sure, is a sign of paint deterioration, or just not, well, I can't be sure. I'm not an expert because I haven't had too many issues. So I'm gonna wash that and pray the rest of the figure is not like that. It's either signs of a figure not being finished off properly, or the paint having an issue. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so let's pull out her hair, and oh my goodness, as I told you, the key to my soul is beautiful anime figure hair, and look at this. It's just absolutely promised. They've recreated the artwork so beautifully, and even though I've seen many pictures of this figure already, it just does not compare to unboxing it in the flesh. Look at every strand in this hair piece. I'm gonna have to be so careful putting this in the hair. I really wish that this figure came with the hair attached. I'm not sure if they don't do it because it may break, but I have had some scale figure Mikus with delicate hair that have been put in, so I pray that that goes okay. Since I've also seen online other people talking about how tricky this particular Miku's pigtails are to put in. Now, having a look at the figure, and it's just so beautiful, from her Sakura socks to her skirt. And I am a sucker for puffy sleeves, not to mention the dynamic of her jacket and her face and fringe. This is what just sold me so much on the original artwork, and they have done so well recreating it in this stunning piece. Oh, just look at her. Just so gracefully beautiful. Now then, I have washed the hand and it's looking so much better. I just used warm water and dishwashing detergent. But here, look at this seam. This is such a weird skeleton hand, you know, where they've cut the knuckle there. Not that you're going to see it, but I'm really confused why. It's a very interesting spot to put the seam. Either that's like a design fault, because I've never seen that before. Now then, let's try to put the hair in, and I struggled. I struggled so much. I was trying to be gentle. I lined it up and tried to be gentle with the pressure I was putting in and not holding onto one piece specifically, but even then, look, I broke it. Oh, I'm so devastated. Oh, and the peg doesn't go in all the way, and that's why I broke it. Anyway, she snapped into the base quite lovely. And now I just gotta be extra careful with this hair. Oh, she's giving me flashbacks to my 1/4 bunny dress Miku with the tights, where she had her arm up, at least not as bad as this, but it was almost impossible not to get paint transfer on the arm because it was so tight, the space between that and where you put it. And the hat attaches by magnet. It's actually not as strong as I thought, so better be careful while transferring her to a shelf. Putting her wrist peg in, and that just fit in beautifully. Now, let's have a look at a showcase. apart from the hairpiece here that is little annoying, and I broke it too. That being said, I won't be able to push that in fairly, that's broken a bit. But the peg I won't be able to put in fairly completely unless I alter it somehow, but I don't want to do that at risk of breaking it anymore. She's got beautiful painted nails, but there is a little bit of paint on her palm just there, as you can see. If we move down, I absolutely love her jacket, but as you can see on the corner here, there is, I don't know if that's paint scrape or a little bit of grey that got in there. Here's just a better close-up so you can see that grey edge there. It does look scraped, doesn't it? Scale comparison time! So, oh my goodness, these are the three I have, and even though this is technically put as a Racing Miku, which was released in 2020, the Tony Haraji version, doesn't she look like a Sakura fairy? Like, everything of this just screams Sakura. I do not know why it doesn't have it in its title, but I like to count it as like the first Sakura Miku scale. Second, we have the Pyro Pro Characters Hatsune Miku 1/7 Sakura Fairy version by Spiritual Wing, and this is like the first official Sakura Miku as a scale. The pull sleeve there is everything, and she's so gorgeous. She was very expensive, even when taking into account the amazing base and beautiful details of this figure. I'm just so thrilled I can add another edition, and even with all her problems, I have to say she's probably my new favorite Sakura Miku scale. I mean, look at her. For the price, the details are just exquisite. I'm just praying for no more cases of paint deterioration. So wishing luck to your 1/6 scale Sakura Mikus and to mine as well, because it is just so devastating because of how beautiful this figure is. She is such a statement from Goodsmile, and for it to end up with this negligence of quality is just so appalling. That being said, I will try to enjoy her while I can. So I have fun dusting and rearranging this entire section. Let's have a look, shall we? We have our extra characters in pink joined here, the Miku kit, another Goodsmile Miku. Looking up, and this is I'm moving from favorites closest to the top, so I really loved how this middle shelf turned out, and you see the new additions there. That pudding Miku is so divine as well. And now the top shelf with the little noodle stoppers, so cute. And I had to put in my Ethos Miku with the hair there. She suits in so well, and to balance out with the Racing Miku hair color scheme. Oh, I love it so much. So pleased with how it turned out. Thank you so much for joining me for this video today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Oh, even with the breaks. But until next time, take care, treat yourself, and I'll see you next week. Bye!